During my 9th month of pregnancy, my older son had a playmate come over, and when the mother came to pick up that child, her infant daughter was coughing a lot. And I asked her, "Does your child have whooping cough?" And she says, "She might. We don't immunize, and she's been not feeling very well lately."
Pertussis, or whooping cough, is a very contagious disease. It's caused by a bacteria that affects the lungs. It starts out like just a common cold, and so it's easy to spread it. It goes on then, though, to have this cough that has a whoop at the end. Not everybody who has whooping cough has that sound, but it is so characteristic when you do.
A week later, I ended up with a very bizarre upper respiratory infection, and I was coughing a lot, but I thought I can't be because I've been immunized, because I was immunized as a kid.
The vaccine doesn't last for a full lifetime, and so none of us reach adulthood protected by our childhood immunization to pertussis. We need a booster later in life.
I would cough and cough and cough. I'd cough, literally 50 or 60 times. It was during one of these coughing spasms that my water literally broke. I gave birth to a very strong, healthy, 9-pound baby boy, Colin, and unbeknownst to me, when I kissed him for the first time, I passed pertussis right on to him. He was fine for a week, and there was no sign of any problem. And then he ended up with that cough, and he got really, really, really sick.
Pertussis is very serious for infants. It can lead to pneumonia, dehydration, as well as brain damage and seizures. Ultimately, it can lead to death in infants.
He was placed in the ICU. He would cough and cough and cough until he threw up, and then he'd turn blue, and then we'd have to, pat him to get him going again. It was a very vulnerable period of time in our lives.
Infants who get pertussis often need to be hospitalized because an infant with pertussis can't suck and swallow. They need IV fluids, and sometimes they need long-term nutrition because pertussis lasts for so long. It used to be called the 100-day cough.
It literally almost killed my baby, and it was completely preventable.
In order to protect those infants, we need to put a cocoon of safety around them by vaccinating the people who share the air with them. In a community, we rely on each other to be vaccinated. Anyone who breaks that chain, who isn't vaccinated, can be infected and spread it to others.
I ended up getting a disease from a child who wasn't immunized because my own immunity from childhood had worn off.
Such a booster wasn't available until recently. Now that it is, I think it's fair for every parent to insist that everyone who shares the air with their infant is fully vaccinated. Check with your provider to see if immunization is right for your family.